Want to set up a factory in India? Cool. First, good luck figuring out whose land that actually is. Seriously. If you've ever tried to acquire industrial land in India, you know the drill. Records that contradict each other. Approvals bouncing between 5 different government departments. Stamp duty. That's the tax you pay when you buy or register land. Varying wildly from one state to the next. It's not just annoying. It's one of the biggest hidden costs of doing business in this country. And it's been quietly killing manufacturing ambitions for years. So on April 20th, 2026, India's largest industry body, the Confederation of Indian Industry, or CII, representing over 9,000 businesses, dropped its Land Mission report, laying out a pretty sweeping plan to fix all of this. The headline proposal is something called the National Industrial Land Council, or NILC. And here's the analogy that actually makes it click. Think of it like the GST Council. Remember the chaos before GST? Every state had its own tax rules, its own rates, its own compliance maze. The GST Council pulled everyone into the same room and said, here are the national standards, let's align. The NALC would do exactly that, but for land. Whether you are setting up in Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, or Uttar Pradesh, the rules of the game would finally be the same. But the report doesn't stop there. It also proposes a GIS-enabled National Industrial Land Bank, basically a live digital map of every available industrial plot in the country, showing you ownership status, land availability, and nearby infrastructure like roads, power and water, all in one place. No more chasing brokers. No more calling some obscure district office at 11 a.m. hoping someone picks up. Just log in, see what's available, and get moving. You know, that's the big picture. But the real question is, what exactly does this overhaul look like in practice? And what are the specific reforms CII is pushing for? Let's get into it. So that's the big picture. But what does any of this actually mean if you're running a business and trying to grow? Let's get into the real numbers. Think about 3 pain points that every MSME owner knows way too well. Approvals, stamp duty, and getting a bank loan against land. Right now, getting land clearances means bouncing between environment, revenue, urban development departments. Each one a black hole for your time and money with zero accountability. The proposed digital single window system changes that. One portal, guaranteed response timelines baked in. Think of it like a premium airport concierge. Your boarding pass, security, everything handled in one place, with a promised time. And every month you're not waiting is a month your capital is actually working. Then there's stamp duty, the upfront tax on registering land. It swings wildly between states, anywhere from 3% to 8%. On a 1 crore rupees plot, that gap means paying anywhere from 3 lakh rupees to 8 lakh rupees just to register. A uniform low rate saves you real money before you've even broken ground. And here's the one that quietly changes everything. Clean land titles. When ownership is verified and dispute-free, banks treat land as solid collateral. For an MSME eyeing a 50 lakh rupees expansion loan, that could mean a lower rate or faster approval. And look at the trend here. As land systems get more transparent, the curve consistently bends in favor of smaller players. Big companies have always had lawyers and consultants to navigate the mess. Simpler systems level that playing field. That's not a small thing. So the cost wins are pretty clear. But making all of this actually happen, that's where it gets complicated. Up next, the implementation challenges and whether this policy muscle can hold up against ground level reality. So we know what the reforms look like on paper. But here's the question that actually matters. Who wins? Who loses? And should you care? Let's start with the winners. And the infographic here said plainly. Manufacturers and MSMEs are the primary beneficiaries. Think about what faster approvals and lower stamp duty actually mean in practice. There's a concept called project gestation time. The gap between the moment you decide to invest and the moment your machines actually start running. Every extra month in that gap is capital sitting completely idle, bleeding opportunity cost. Shrinking that window is genuinely valuable. And for smaller players in manufacturing, logistics, packaging. Developed industrial corridors mean better roads, reliable power, real connectivity. Those aren't nice to haves. That's your operating cost, every single month. Compounding. New sectors get unlocked too. Renewables, last mile warehousing. Areas growing fast enough that land clarity could literally be the difference between a viable business and one that dies in a government office. Now, the losers. States earning fat revenues from high stamp duty aren't just going to shrug and accept a uniform lower rate. That's a real fiscal hit, and that's a political negotiation. Think of how long GST took to land. And local land brokers? Their entire model runs on information asymmetry, knowing things you don't. A public land bank basically kneecaps that. The honest reality though? As of April 2026, the NILC and the land bank are still proposals, not law. Implementation needs political will, state buy-in, and the kind of intergovernmental patience that took GST a full decade. But the direction is clear, and the business case is hard to argue with. So here's your actual takeaway. Start tracking industrial corridor developments in your sector right now. The businesses that plant their flag near investment-ready zones early will have a structural cost advantage that latecomers simply can't buy back later. Follow us for more updates like this. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and X.